Blackman. Go fuck yourself.
Welcome to the I Hate Critics 1994 podcast. I'm professional film critic Sean Patrick. Amy's here.
Oh, hi.
And MJ.
Hello.
They're very upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
by the movie and by Umbrella Academy.
Oh, we've had a shitty fucking week.
It's been horrifying.
Yeah. We just added Steve Blackman to the cunt list because it's well deserved. Because he effectively ruined a really great TV show.
Professional wrestler Steve Blackman from the Attitude Era?
Same guy. May as well be.
Stick to wrestling,
It's
man.
all trash.
Apparently.
It's all trash. No, yeah, it was awful. We still have not recovered from it, and we're still very bitter. And I think that's probably going to remain until at least the next time Steve Blackman makes something, and then
I'm aiming for 2046.
2046. That's one more. I was going to say maybe we'll feel better by Christmas, but
No.
he ruined everything. So
Oh, nice.
yeah. So fuck you, Steve Blackman. Hope you're listening.
Up the ass.
Stupid daffodil.
No.
Fucking daffodil.
Bunch of wombats.
Who's this podcast brought to you by?
Oh, the Pontiac Fiero, the Ruben Blades of cars.
Ruben Blades is one of the stars of our movie this week. Color of Night.
Oh, actually, it's called Bruce Willis's penis.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. I'll never be able to go into a pool without imagining his penis just bobbing up and down.
I really can't go into pools without thinking of people's penises just having been in there.
That's true. Oh, yeah, it's like a stew. There's a lot of carrots in that stew.
Oh, wow.
That was a line from Bob.
That's Tina. A lot of carrots in that stew. It's one of the greatest lines ever.
Oh my god.
Does it fit this cunt?
No, because there's only one.
Oh no. Oh no.
Color of Night tells the story of a psychiatrist played by Bruce Willis who had a patient kill herself in front of him. She jumped out of a window. When she did, she hit the ground. He stopped seeing color because her blood was red on the ground, and he stopped seeing it because it was red, and his trauma is color blindness based.
His trauma is that a thing?
I don't know if that's a
I
thing.
should have looked that up.
I think it is.
Is that it? Psychosomatic color blindness?
I mean, we all respond to trauma in a different way. I've just never
Some of us
lost
just
color.
go colorblind.
Right. I don't think so. I think just and you know what? What was the color of night?
We still don't know what
still don't know what
I
it
guess
was.
it must be bread.
I don't
I'm
know
assuming.
about that.
Let me just read this to you. So Roger Ebert wrote a 1.5 star review of this movie. This is how he opened his review. Color of a Night approaches badness from so many directions that one can really only admire its imagination.
Buzzing.
I mean, you can stop the review right there, honestly. You don't even need to say anything.
And in summation, the end. That's it.
So, Bruce Willis goes to Los Angeles to live with his buddy Scott Bakula, who gets killed by a member of his support group.
God, brutally killed.
Yeah.
Stabbed 38 times.
Oh.
By a specialized knife, no less, that I'm imagining Dale made himself.
Oh, Dale. Spoilers.
Dale, not a character in this movie, but is the murderer. Weirdly enough. He literally spent all of his time focusing on this fucking group.
Yeah.
And none of them are actually guilty of the fucking crime. It's one of their brother.
Yeah. I mean, well done, you.
See, that's what I thought the second that he stepped into the room, though. Like when he was talking to him, and then he was like, I would like to try to get him out of the group. And I'm like, he killed him.
Mm-hmm. You felt that?
Yeah, I was like, he killed him. It happened.
We should say spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long have you been listening to this show? I think by now.
We're just gonna fuck it right out of the gate. Just ruin it for everybody.
Jane March plays every character.
Jane March plays every character. Well, they're all called Bonnie, mostly. Or rogues.
No, she's the female lead in the film, Jane March.
21 years old.
Yes, 21 years old. Bruce Willis is 39. Leslie Lamb Warren, who she also has sex with, is 47. So yeah, of course, you know how she got this role in this movie was having starred in her previous film called The Lover, which was very successful when she was 18 years old and features even more of her nudity.
Wow. She's very comfortable. That's
well, I got a note on that too, actually.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. I'm terrified.
Let's just dive right into making everyone extremely uncomfortable.
As if this movie didn't do that enough. We're all feeling a little bit icky.
Yeah.
So, we're going to the IMDb trivia a little early on this one because I want to get the trauma out of the way. Man, this is quite something. Just give me a moment. You two go back and forth for a moment. Just
you know what the worst part about Umbrella Academy really though is that it's that 5 will never get a redemption.
No, yeah.
You know, like
He's my favorite character, by the way, for those of you that didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, Klaus had a fun enough time, but Klaus wasn't even Klaus in this. Klaus was like a caricature of Klaus.
Yeah, everybody was a character.
So,
sorry. We'll have our own podcast.
When it came time to film the love scenes, Jane March changed her mind and refused to take her clothes off. Director Richard Rush said it was a very unpleasant situation. They were in the midst of filming a big-budget movie. Her contract very clearly stated exactly what she was obligated to do, and she simply changed her mind. Rush said convincing her to do those scenes felt like raping my leading lady.
What's his name again?
Richard Rush.
Does he go on the count list?
I feel like he does.
or
The odd thing about the situation...
Oh, God. There's more?
What?
The odd thing about the situation was that Jane March had been hired based on her previous film, The Lover, which centered around explicit love scenes with an 18-year-old March performing full nudity. She finally agreed to do the nude scenes.
You know, kind of feels a little pressured. Yep, what's his name? Richard Rush?
Richard Rush.
Yeah, you're going on the cunt list, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? This movie is definitely why we had that trope, that cliche of get a middle-aged guy with a really hot young girl. This was a huge thing in the 90s, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's where it all kind of, I think, really started. So, I guess we shouldn't be surprised. Again, I mean, it's a very white film.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have 2 people of color. Hector, Ruben Blades, one of the cool. I love him so fucking much.
We have all the respect in the world for Ruben Blades.
He was so coked out.
I cannot, allegedly. Allegedly.
To us, it looked like he was on coke.
It's just one way to explain this batshit performance that he gives in this movie.
And again,
so many things
are
happening all at once with him.
I wanted him to be a little bit more sweaty so I could really say that's definitely coke. But he was fucking wild in this movie.
I mean, he's talking about the Monday night group that now, Scott Bakula is the doctor who runs this group. And Bruce Willis is his buddy, his best friend, and takes Bruce Willis into the group and has him be, I guess, part of the group now. That he's living with him, because Bruce Willis is living with him in LA now. And this is all so we can introduce all these various characters from the group who are all suspects in his murder. And then when it ends, Bruce Willis just takes over Scott Bakula's life. He gets his car, he gets his house, he gets his group
job. Yeah,
he gets his business.
I guess where was the will in that situation?
I don't know.
It's like, I guess he didn't have family, or he had he just so
an
he
ex-wife.
came from an egg. Yeah, I know, but
with a fine bush, or so we're told.
Fine bush.
She had a great bush.
She had a great bush.
As everyone in the movie commented about.
That was my favorite part, actually. I want to talk about the people in the group. Again, we've got Lance
Murderer's
Henriksen.
row of character actors.
Yeah. Leslie Ann Warren. I mean, it was wild. but they were all so unlikable. Like, so much unlikability in that room. I think.
What were these people in therapy for? They didn't appear to want to be there. They're all just being like sarcastic pricks the entire time. Like, you're paying for this experience. You understand?
Some of them were
forced against their will.
Forced, yeah. The one guy, his father made him go,
or he'd get cut off.
Yeah.
He was the wacky artist who was into getting spanked.
I mean, aren't we all wacky artists into getting spanked? Aren't we?
He certainly was the most relatable character.
I'm like, at least finding somebody down to earth in this film. Yeah. So essentially, Bruce Willis just kind of steps in, takes over this supposedly his best friend's life. He takes on his car. How are the bills getting paid? Like,
seriously, how long was he there? Right? I wonder.
And you have to remember, like, this house that he moved into looks like a prison from the outside.
Wait, he's got like a prison bar gate that's just like.
Well, and then if you look at even all the landscaping, this lush landscaping that should have been, it just looked like he was in a war zone. Which, by the way, shout out to the Gulf War poster that we saw at the beginning of this film. Never have I seen somebody that much of a fan of Gulf Wars. Why would you have a Gulf War poster? Like it's like,
It's not like he was an old dude too, so it's not like he fought in the war. Right. He didn't fight in the Gulf War.
Just a fan.
Just a fan.
Just a fan. You know.
Got the full set of Funko Pops.
Funko Pops. My Schwarzkopf Funko Pop. We couldn't leave that alone. I just thought that was so random. It's like, he's a big fan of all these. He's got different types of wars, just posters. They're signed.
Yeah.
Of course they're signed.
Signed by the Scudstead.
I got my Saddam Hussein Funko Pop signed. I mean, come on.
Ready to use going to be hanged.
I had that actor that played him in every movie. The one that was in
Hot Shots
in Lebowski too. Yeah. I just had him sign it. I'm a big fan of the Gulf War. So, like, that was so random.
Yeah.
He's got a signed copy of Live from Baghdad from Michael Keaton. Guy's very serious.
Very serious. That's a fandom I just never got into.
Move that poster aside. It's a picture of Bernie Shaw.
Could you imagine?
These are all my Gulf War references. Was it Arthur Kent? Was he the Scud Stud?
I don't know, but that is a great porn name. The Scud Stud of porn.
That was actually what people called him, because he's this sexy reporter who's in Baghdad covering the war. So they started calling him the Scud Stud.
Yeah. It's so American. Is that not so American? Of course, we have to sexualize, that guy. Any other country.
Meanwhile, he's just reporting millions of Iraqi deaths. That's all he's doing.
And then you're just sitting back going, ooh, I'm going to double click my mouse to that guy later. Grotesque. Like, we're horrible people. Americans. Yeah, we should all jump out windows.
So we got a poster of Bill Hicks sitting right here. And he has the best Gulf War routine ever. He's going on about how, 3 Americans died in this entire 6-month war, and 150,000 Iraqis are dead.
Yeah.
It's the darkest. It's dark humor, guys. Of course, obviously, but it points out the fact that just how shitty this fucking bullshit war was.
Right. And the fact that we got to thinking about that because of this dumb fucking movie.
I know.
4 years after the fact.
Controversial stance we're taking here. We were opposed to the Gulf War.
We did. We opposed it. We were 13 and 14 years old. We didn't ask for it, But I definitely don't have memorabilia from that time. Aside from my yellow ribbon that they had when they did the Voices That Care. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I might have a Gulf War card somewhere.
You probably do.
Somebody gave me
it's foil. It's a foil card.
They made Gulf War cards. They did.
Do you know how much
That's how they paid for the war.
That's it.
Who got the merchandising rights in the Gulf War?
Oh.
By the way, they're making fucking posters, cards. Somebody.
T-shirts. I was thinking about
my god,
there were T-shirts that actually had a dead Saddam Hussein on them.
Oh my god,
Americans sucked that shit up. They were like, fucking put a boot in your ass right there, Saddam.
Oh my god.
It's Saddam, too, because they don't know how to fucking say anything. Saddam.
Snap Saddam.
Put a boot in your ass.
That's the American way.
But we only drink Busch Light, none of that gay beer. I love gay beer.
Oh my god. Gay beer.
Give gay beer to everyone. I'm here for it. Yeah, you gotta see some.
We gotta see some Gulf War memorabilia. Oh my god.
We're gonna show you the Voices That Care video later. You're gonna shit your pants. It's so bad. It's just celebrities doing stupid shit like they always do.
Oh, they sold they sold like army uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That were the Gulf War, because you can do camouflage, in like the sand.
Yeah.
So your sand camo, I guess it was. You gotta have your sand camo.
Samos. Do you know?
Oh god.
I was in junior high as this is going on. We had to have pen pals that were stationed there. So our teachers got us to have these pen pals. So I started. This is how small my mind was as a 13-year-old Iowan. I knew somebody who'd gone off to the Gulf War. I used to work at Crenan's back when we were little kids. And so my letter to my pen pal, who I hadn't met yet, I asked, do you know... That's like going into a town of Smiths and asking, do you know Bob? Just like... he's like, no. He wrote me back, he goes, sorry, never heard of that person. Because there were a shit ton of troops. And I'm thinking, there must be like 5, right? You probably know Kirk. I'm sure you do. Just... How small my world was back then. Jesus. There's a war going on.
Yes, there are Gulf War t-shirts, in case you want to get one.
Yeah.
There's a vintage Victory t-shirt on eBay.
Victory? Vintage.
So, I always do this with wrestling stories. I got it because I've got wrestling references for everything. So, in 1990, the WWE thought it would be very funny to take this guy, Sergeant Slaughter, who was this American hero character, and they turned him into an Iraqi sympathizer. So they had him on television praising Saddam Hussein and saying "Death to America," and
that's right.
This actually happened. He dressed in a full Iraqi uniform with two men who were Middle Eastern professional wrestlers who were both from Iraq. But they were said to be Iranian, even though one of them was the Iron Sheik, who was always from Iran.
Oh my god!
Actually from Iran, but now he's General Mustafa, who is a character from Iraq. Apparently,
there's a little bit.
It's
of
television. Wrestling is television, so it's fine.
It's terrifying, though. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Iraq War was so short. America won so fast that by the time they reached WrestleMania for his big fight blow off with Hulk Hogan, where Hulk Hogan's going to defeat the Iraqis, the war was already over.
Oh, Terry Hulk Hogan didn't get his opportunity.
It was received so poorly that they had booked WrestleMania for the Oakland Coliseum, which is this giant 70,000 seat stadium outdoors. Ticket sales were so bad that they had to move it inside, and they only drew about 8,000 people for the biggest event of the year.
And that was like real patriots, right? Real patriots.
They wanted to burn an American flag on the show. They wouldn't let them. So in its place, we got him burning a Hulk Hogan t-shirt.
Isn't that the same thing? This national treasure of a man.
We're just trying to hold off the pain of color of night, people.
I still see a bobbing penis.
Oh!
Every time I close my eyes, it's there.
My little mushroom
I got lucky.
cap.
I was looking away while that was on the screen.
I couldn't look away. I felt like my eyes were just like lasered to it.
Reminds me of like New Girl. But the wall was magnetic and my arm was made of magnets.
There it is. There it is. Exactly.
Your maid having sex on the top of the bunk bed. He just can't get his arm off the wall.
So Bruce Willis is doing an interview.
Oh, he's doing an
interview about this, promoting this movie.
Yeah.
And the person interviewing him asks, so what do you think people will remember about this movie? And he goes, come on, just say it. The guy silent goes, I mean, yeah, everybody's gonna be talking about my dick, okay? Yeah, just say it. Let's just be honest. Let's just
really.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, yeah, they're going to be talking about my dick, okay? That's what you want to say, right?
You're a little on the offense there, or defensive rather. You're really defensive. I mean, Bruce, it was a fine penis. What's your issue? Long enough?
He didn't like that the reporter was kind of, trying to sneak around. The reporter was trying to get him to talk about it and was trying to go around, and Bruce was like, fuck you, no, they were going to be talking about my dick, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Bruce. 30 years later, we're still doing it. That thing is a national treasure.
A sex scene in this movie started in the pool with them fucking, and we see and then it just doesn't end. Like, they go to an act break. They cut to fucking hang gliders.
That was my favorite part. Gliders. They went hang gliding? Then we go back in and we see
stock footage of hang gliding, and then back to fucking immediately.
I think we should have stayed on the hang gliders. Just to see what would happen.
I think it should have been them, and it just should have been them doing that in the middle of it. Like, hey, you know what we should go and do right now?
The 90s pastime of hang gliding. Everybody's doing it.
Exactly.
It continues to be super sexy, though, because after they finish banging again, she tells him to put on a suit.
Yeah.
And then she'll serve him dinner. And she's nude.
Yeah.
She remains nude as she serves dinner that they do not eat.
Nope.
She sits down at a glass table across from him.
Of course, it's a glass tabletop.
And he says to her, I'd like you to move that 5 inches to the right. Because what? I want to stare at your pussy, I guess, is what is the implication.
Maybe it's just me, but I think...
While I ate my steak.
You don't have a very good view that way, though, because honestly, if he's at the end of the table, he's
also,
just going to see, like, the top
that was
of
a pretty
her
long...
face.
Who eats a steak in the nude? First of all, she made a steak in the nude.
Ooh. Can you imagine, like... grease? You got
Hope she had that apron.
That kind of diaphanous apron that wouldn't save you from anything.
No, just the front, not the sides or the back.
Oh my god. I feel so bad for her. Like, again, it's like, looking back on your career, it's like, remember when you were 21 and you had to fuck Bruce Willis? Like, they looked like they were really doing it.
Yeah, we all got to see Jane March's sexual trauma on screen. Isn't that great? It's wonderful that movies exist.
I will say this. We looked her up to see where she's 51 years old.
Gorgeous. Exactly
fabulous.
the same.
Yeah, like no work.
30 years later, she just looks exactly the same. That's
disgusting.
Crazy.
Yeah, like you look at her nose, her mouth, nothing. Nothing has changed. She just looks like she's a little bit older. I wouldn't say 51, though.
No,
she looks
certainly
way younger
not.
than 51 in those pictures. But she looks fabulous. I hope that she got therapy after this movie. Yeah. I really do.
She was only 3 years older than us. Than me, specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
When she did this.
Oh my god. Especially in your 20s. I mean, the early 20s, they're still
But she was 18 when she was in The Lover, so... I can't even imagine, like, how they... Like, she didn't want to do that. I'm willing to bet that was not a situation she was prepared for as an 18-year-old.
No, but she was an adult.
Yeah.
You know, but what I look at with that, though, is, too, it's like, yes, by, chronology, you're an adult. You still have so much more to do up here, and
that's why I feel like age gaps shouldn't happen until your brain is developed, which is like 24 or 25 or something like that. I feel like anything age gap shouldn't happen until after your brain is fully developed. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking to a girl that dated a 60-some-year-old. I mean, you're just like,
If they were out of high school before you were born, that's weird.
Yeah.
If they seriously had children that are your age.
Oh, God.
If they could have a kid before you were born, no.
Yeah.
I feel like I was groomed by Bill and Ted because there's like They do the opposite in that one, where they have a woman, his dad marries. No, I guess they did the same thing. It's an older man and a younger woman situation.
Yeah.
But they're like treating it like it's funny and cute.
Yeah.
Like, it's adorable.
Like, yeah, it would be kind of hot.
Wow, I want to bang your mom, dude. It's not my mom, man. They were in high school together.
That's serious trauma, though, too. You don't realize it until you're out of it, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? I have real problems that I just didn't tackle. You know what I mean? That's wrong.
Boomer parents did not give a fuck if they were traumatizing you right in front of you. Like, it's what they're going to do.
It was a time. Look, it's generational. It was a different time. My favorite line. It was a different time.
Yeah. You fucking daffodils.
Wombats.
Back to Ruben Blades, I guess.
Why?
He's the cop investigating the murder of Scott Bakula. He believes one of the people in the group that Bruce Willis attended and is now in charge of.
Again, how do I get paid for this? Do I have an I-9?
Is he filling out tax forms?
What do we need here? I'm just going to take it over. I know
That
it's his office.
That was in the Richard Rush cut of the movie. This is the Andrew Vajna cut that we watched.
I think it'd be funny. It's like we watch him take the steps to take over everything. Or you could change the entire film and like the whole thing was him just trying to take over Scott Bakula's life from day one.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's the killer.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do that movie.
That's probably a cleaner narrative.
Yeah. And even it's convoluted, but it could still work more than what I felt like we all called it. And of course,
when did you realize who Richie was right away, or
no? It took me a while. It took me till like closer to the end of the movie, and then I was like, wait. I honestly did not see the similarity. I don't know. I don't know how, but
not to because it was terrible makeup and hair.
Yeah, I knew that there was something off about it,
yes.
like something very off about it, but I didn't know what it was.
Well, they said early on that he's got a gender issue, is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he later on just plainly states, the Richie character states, that I want to be a woman.
Yeah.
And then Buck responds, "When you gotta cut your... Shut up, Buck!"
Oh, poor Buck.
Ruben Blades was banging his wife.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, is that needed? Do we need that bit of it? Like, I don't think
that was necessary.
I think the trauma that he had.
We already pretty well knew that Ruben Blades was a terrible cop, like the worst cop ever.
Yeah.
I'm very tired of cheating tropes.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
I'm so tired of them. I'm tired of cheating in general. Just stop, guys. Just stop, okay?
Stop looking at somebody else's paper. Do your own homework. Fucking hate cheaters. Different kind of cheat.
Cheaters, the reality show. They chase down cheaters.
Oh, that's terrible. I guess my question is this: like, did you feel like you were rooting for Bruce Willis's character the entire film?
I didn't know what to think the entire film. I mean,
as a human,
he's the.
I don't want anything to happen.
I mean, he hasn't killed anyone. Like, he's not the murderer in the movie. So
no, but like I didn't from minute one. It's like what am I supposed to like about this guy? Like,
what do we even know about the character other than he likes to bang? He's friends with Scott Bakula.
Yeah,
he's a psychiatrist and he's colorblind.
Because
we have absolutely zero other information about this man.
Yeah. Like, why should I like you, Bruce? And it's not just because of your Willis.
No.
I'm telling you. So none of us really liked that. We just, again, it was just forced upon us. Like, no, I'm not going to. I almost went to where that director went.
Oh.
And, we're not doing that.
No.
But, I mean, there was no one in this film that I felt like I could, aside from Ruben Blades, but that's just because we had our own narrative of what we thought was going on with him. High as fuck and just...
I mean, he's playing the role as if he's on cocaine.
It's true. And
I can't say that he is on... And R.I.P. Ruben Blades. He's been dead for many years.
He has?
Oh, yeah. He died years ago. I don't know how. But we're not here to denigrate his memory. He was a great actor, but this is a terrible performance in a very bad movie. And he makes a lot of choices. None of which are good. None of the choices are good. He comes off as if he has just mainlined cocaine for days and then starred in this movie.
But I'm sorry, that made me like him. Like, for me, I would like
because Bruce Willis, like, when you put him opposite Bruce Willis, like, Bruce Willis is giving you nothing. He's giving you just dead.
Maybe that's why he did that, so that he was something interesting in the movie. Like, I wanted to make this funnier, or I wanted to make this more weird.
And he's just like, I am so beige in this. I need to color myself here.
The movie does come to life when Ruben Blades shows up, every time. Like, the movie's kind of like, it's kind of like just there. Then there's banging, and then... But then Ruben Blades will just come flying into a scene, just coked out of his mind, just fucking daffodils. How you treating that wombat group?
Oh my God.
Just coming up with words and meanings that only he understands.
And saying them as if they were part of the zeitgeist. Which is so weird.
This is so common. Everybody calls crazy people daffodils.
Yeah, or wombats. I mean, I don't know.
You're crazy for not doing it.
Were we gaslit our entire lives? You guys are the only ones not saying that. I'm sorry. You Iowans obviously don't know.
The forgotten slang.
Oh my God.
Daffodils and wombats.
Well, see, I've actually heard daffodils before.
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
Just referred to a flower, though.
No, it was like, it was for like a, what is it? Like a sensitive person, like a too sensitive person. Yeah, that's what... Well, daffodils. Yeah, I don't know where I heard it, but I know I heard it when I was younger. I haven't heard it in years. But
a friend who wanted to name her daughter Daffodil, and I'm like, we could call her Daffy for short. She said no. I don't think she used that name after that. Probably. So, hey, Daffy, that's awesome.
Everybody'd be calling her Daffy.
I would. Like that. In Daffy's voice. Great.
There's phone calls in the movie where the bad guy, I guess, is toying with Bruce Willis, calling him on his fucking car phone.
Yeah. And then, like, not only that, but he's like, I'm in the red car, obviously. You know,
right.
So it could be any car because Bruce Willis can't see red.
And then he says, suck my tinker toy.
Oh, I meant to write that one down.
Oh my God.
And you know what? At least he can admit his penis is small. I think that's the case with most murderers, you know. Gotta make up for it. That or buy a big truck with those, sack nuts on the back of them.
You stick your dick in a barrel of barracudas once, maybe you won't lose it. You leave it in there, it's gonna get chewed off at the root. Actual line from this movie.
Are you serious?
Of course, that's Ruben Blades' line from the movie.
I don't remember that. Although I do...
I appreciate your concern for my dick, Hector.
If anything happens to me, that needs to be read at my funeral. We have so many of those
Amy always said, if you stick your dick in a barrel of barracudas, one time you might get it out. You leave it in there, it's going to get chewed off at the root.
I want to be buried with a smile on my face, okay? Because that's what's going to do it right there. Holy shit, that's hilarious. That's so good.
Isn't it great?
But see, only Ruben Blades could say that in this film. And you wanted him to. And again, no offense to Eric LaSalle, but like you put Eric LaSalle's cop up against Ruben Blades' cop. I'm gonna go Ruben Blades every time. I want a cop who doesn't play by the rules. Obviously. God. He's a loose cannon. He doesn't play by the rules.
Oh, he's such a loose cannon. Can't let that guy alone for a second.
As a kid, though, I always thought LA cops were that way because it seemed like they were always portrayed that way.
Yeah.
Just a loose cannon cop.
It's a third world thing.
It is. What the fuck?
There's a line in this movie. I don't know what the fuck it means.
It was so racist. He was talking about Eric LaSalle. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about?
It seemed like an extreme reaction because the other guy wasn't making any sort of reaction like that.
No, like he literally was bringing him in, some coffee or something?
Yeah, brought him some coffee.
He's like, don't come into my office like that. And then you're like, but why are you so angry? It's like he literally brought him in something. I don't know. I don't get it.
A lot of aggression. I don't know.
A lot of aggression.
A lot of aggression. A lot of just high on cocaine, apparently, allegedly. Not really. We don't know.
We don't know.
We can't say that Ruben Blades was on cocaine. It just really appeared as if he was on cocaine.
But see, I think it helped our own personal narrative. It's like, let's just say he's on cocaine.
It made the performance make sense.
When I write the fan fiction, he will be so high on cocaine. AO3,
but
here
again,
I come.
This is satire, and we're not saying that, and we're not alleging that he's on cocaine.
No, because we love him too much. But we're just saying
it's a stereotype of cocaine that just happens to fit
this particular character
performance that he's giving.
Yes. Yes.
So bizarre. It is such a weird movie.
The whole thing, yeah, absolutely. And again, I still found myself watching it, which normally, I'll get the iPad out, I'll start crocheting or doing something but I was curiously drawn to this movie, not because I was enjoying it, just because it was there was enough of it, I guess, intrigue, I suppose, to keep it going.
Let's unpack this whole plot and explain everything that's. Let's see if we can possibly explain what happened.
You start.
We're going to explain it to MJ because they turned away much of this movie. So
I paid attention to this movie a whole hell of a lot more than I did a couple weeks ago. There were several weeks.
A lot of weeks in a row. Yeah, since the beginning.
So Color of Night is actually pretty high on our list of...
Only because
it's engaging. Yeah. Not necessarily. It's not good, but it's definitely engaging.
It's like Dream Lover all over again. It's like you have to keep watching because what the fuck is going to happen now? It's unhinged.
You don't guess what's going to happen.
No.
It takes a long time.
So there's a boy named Richie who is in the group for Scott Bakula's group that becomes Bruce Willis's group. Richie has multiple personality disorder. Mm-hmm. Richie is actually his own sister, Rose, who after the real Richie, killed himself when he was 14 years old after being touched by Dr. Needlemeyer. That was also not a character in this movie. Needlemeyer. Why would you choose that name, by the way?
Okay, wait, she was the one that touched him?
No, the doctor did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dr. Needlemeyer, who we never meet. We never see him. He's the one who abused Richie when he was a kid.
Yeah, okay. We meet his wife.
We meet the wife. We meet the wife of Dr. Needlemeyer, because Needlemeyer also dead. He touched Richie. That led to Richie killing himself. After Richie killed himself, Dale, Rose and Richie's brother Dale, who was older, decided that Rose should become Richie just to deal with his own trauma. So he turned his sister into Richie.
Yeah. And
she lived her life as Richie for a while, I guess. Mm-hmm. However long, 6 years or so, maybe.
Yeah. Had to be about 6
by the movie's timeline.
Right.
And then she got busted by the cops, or Richie got busted by the cops. Her as Richie got... I'm not sure how to say it. Rose as Richie got busted by the cops. And was required to go to this therapy group by court order. And through this therapy group, Rose emerged as a personality, but so did this other personality. What was that one's name? Bonnie.
You did pay attention.
I did.
It's my Bonnie. That's my Bonnie.
My Bonnie lies over the ocean.
Exactly.
It's a Simpsons reference, and yet it's also a real song.
It is, yeah.
So, Bonnie, we've got Rose, and we've got Richie. Mm-hmm. Bonnie begins sleeping with Buck, with the artist guy whose name I can't remember, with Leslie Ann Warren's character, and with Brad Dourif's character.
Yeah.
She's sleeping with all of them. And then Rose was sleeping with Scott Bakula, but also then began sleeping with Bruce Willis. And Dale became jealous of his sister going out every night and not being Richie. Mm-hmm. And so he decides to start killing. He was going to first kill Scott Bakula, and then he kills the artist guy.
Casey,
thank you. And then and there's other dead people in the movie. I don't remember.
they're just, is that where your brain just stuck? Right. Enough of that.
It takes everyone way too long to figure out that Rose is Richie and Bonnie.
Yeah, I wouldn't have really
Literally,
thought about
this group is just going on about their problems, all talking about a woman named Bonnie, and none of them. Like, isn't it weird that there are 5 of us and we're all fucking someone named Bonnie? Isn't that strange? That's a really notable thing. Anybody got a picture of their Bonnie?
Right.
No, it's weird. They keep cutting themselves out of pictures.
And how they figured it out was they found a picture of Bonnie.
That's got Bakula taken.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he took the Magnificent Bush shot.
And of course, it had to be a semi-nude picture.
Of course.
It was tasteful.
Because there's so many of those just lying around.
On the side that has her little heart tattoo.
Yeah.
How would you like to be? How would you like to be the guy at Walgreens who is just processing all of these 5 different people have photos of this same naked woman?
Right. One for you, one for me. Exactly. That would be a great job.
You
never know.
There's this great Robin Williams movie called 1 Hour Photo.
Yep.
Where he starts stalking this family that brings their photos in. He takes he'll make a copy of their family packet of photos and take them home and hang them up on his wall, and he pretends that they're his family, and then he starts stalking them for real.
I really need to take down my Paul Rudd and Rob pictures, don't I?
It's a great movie. Okay. 1 Hour Photo is a really good movie. But it's funny though to think that at the time it didn't occur to me, but how often did stuff like that happen where there was people
when you worked at a photomat?
Yeah, when you're processing photos and naked picture, I'll take one of those.
Literally.
And you have to remember, a lot of these, we would have those little photomats. They were drive-through. They're little itty bitty. There's a coffee shop on Davenport. I think it's Harrison or whatever. It's about that size. That's what the photomats used to look like. You drive up, drop off your film, drive away, and then you come back around, go through the drive-through, pick them up. And isn't that where he's out of? Isn't it a small little photomat?
He works at his is in a supermarket.
It's like a Walgreens.
Like a Walgreens thing, yeah.
But still, I have to think about this because I got to tell you a story.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Here we go.
When I went to visit a friend of mine, well over 2 decades ago, I went down there. We had some fun. I maybe took a picture of him as he got out of the shower.
Oh my.
Took them in to get developed.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they called the cops?
The guy who developed them, he handed them over and he goes, there's one at the back that normally we don't print those, so I'm just telling you. And I felt like such a perv. Such a perv.
But just for you, though. I printed that one. Just for you.
Wink.
Wink.
Just for you.
Hey, policy says we're not supposed to print these, but for
Look at that
you.
cock, though, seriously.
For you.
Am I right? Oddly enough, that guy's coming to visit tomorrow.
You think how many customers he does that every year? I printed one. Just for you.
Just for you.
Policy says we're not supposed to print things.
Wink. Going to get himself, too. Showing a little frame over here.
All right, another one for the box of dicks.
He'd go to his house and just in a bathroom just full of dicks. Just dick shots everywhere. Outstanding.
I hope there was plenty of oversight on that job back in the day.
I think about it more now. It's where you have to be real, the creepy people really have to be that's. I'm gonna get a job at the photomat.
Well, you got to be able to hack a phone now if you want that stuff. You got to be you've got to be a real stealth creep.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go take a course in college to learn how to get the creepy photos I want.
Oh. Imagine getting a diploma for that.
Oh my god.
Diploma for creepy. Wow. Well, yeah, so nobody took pictures in this, nobody was looking at a photomat, but still, there was this picture, but she was in a lot of...
I mean, yeah, the great Bush photo that was supposed to be
Bush.
Scott Bakula's wife was actually her.
If I, We should put that picture, like, find that picture, print it out, and put it next to
again, this movie, movies like this don't, like, compensate for the idea of just how traumatic the things that they're presenting are.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple things you have to think about here. Scott Bakula, before he's dead, now he's so relaxed and comfortable in this group, but by this point, he knows he's been fucking Richie.
Okay, I didn't put that together. I did not put that together. He knew it was Richie?
He knew.
Yeah, he had to have.
Yeah. And says nothing. Just keeps going with the group.
Why did he say nothing?
He just kept going with the group. Did he know everybody was fucking Bonnie?
Yeah, I mean...
Did he know... he did know who Bonnie was, because it was a picture of Bonnie taking off her wig to reveal that she's Rose.
How long did he know, and why did he not tell anyone?
He knew long enough to make notes about it in his notebook.
Yeah.
His diary.
His patient diary. So, and obviously he knew it by the time that he died. He was aware. Because Dale killed him specifically so he wouldn't reveal the secret. That's why Dale killed him.
That's right.
Because he wanted to get him out of the group, before anybody found out. And the doctor was like, you can't do that.
Wow. Okay, I must have missed a lot of this. Like, I don't know where my brain was with some of this stuff. But
I'm reading a lot into it. I am reading a lot into it, but I mean, based off of what we know, I mean, the movie is incredibly convoluted, so I have to read a lot into it.
Yeah, it is.
But based on just the fact that he has that photo of her taking off the Bonnie wig to reveal Rose, he knows who Rose is, he knows who Bonnie is. Richie's there in the room every day, every Monday night. Yeah. He knows who they are. And he's like, I'm gonna have to do something about this one of these days.
Oh my god!
I gotta keep the group going. I don't want to upset the group dynamic.
One of them is gonna kill me, but I mean, I don't know.
By the way, this group, like, one of them is like a nymphomaniac. Mm-hmm. One is got OCD. Mm-hmm. Like two of them got depression. Then the others are like dealing with grief support. Like. Who puts all of these people in one group?
Yeah, why was it a mishmash of all kinds of different people?
And then we'll just bring in this 16-year-old degenerate who's been brought here by a court order and put them in this room where all these adults are talking about their various different emotional problems.
You say this, but it sounds very 90s. It sounds like just the norm. Because, again, it's like, traumatizing teenagers back in the 90s was very commonplace. So let's put them in situations that could make them even more uncomfortable and out of their element. So I think he did get a great job with that. Great job.
No notes.
No notes.
For me. She has no notes. She's just all...
10 out of 10 would recommend this group.
These are some healthy people.
I've had my fair share of therapy over the years.
The traumatized 16-year-old, just throw him in the corner. He'll be fine.
You know what, though? You should feel safe over there because we're all adults. You can talk to us.
And we're not all fucking you secretly and unaware that you're the woman we're fucking.
None of us in this room are toxic whatsoever. And we're here for you. We're here for you. Yeah.
Again, they don't think of the implications of this. Like,
no.
Rose is so traumatized and desperate for love, she starts fucking everybody in her support group.
Yeah,
secretly.
Enough, was not the one called the promiscuous cunt in this film, which is so weird. So weird. Instead, that's reserved for Leslie Ann Warren's character, Sandra.
Yeah, Sandra. Her surrogate mom, who she decides to fuck.
Oh, that was another part of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, Richie was her little baby.
Is there a therapy group for therapy groups? Don't you think there should be? Like, you go to another group to talk about the group that you're in.
No one thought of the implications of these things. By the way, how long was it from the time that Scott Bakula was murdered to the multiple times that Bruce Willis is nearly murdered and the end of the movie? Because, what are we talking about, a week, a month?
Yeah,
in which Bruce Willis is nearly murdered like 3 times.
And and goes back to that compound. Like, it just, like, are you at... You know, even, like, when he walked into Dale's art studio at the end, it's like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to go there. You know, it's like, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah.
You know?
Send Ruben Blades over there. Okay. He'll handle those damn daffodils.
So
fucking wombats.
A nail didn't go in his head? Because I thought a nail went into his head.
A nail went into Dale's head.
Yeah.
The movie ends with nail gun death.
Oh, okay, so
Ruben Blades' hands got nailed to the wall by the
woman. What did Jesus do?
He was a Jesus figure in this movie.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Coked up Ruben Blades is my kind of Jesus. Put that on a shirt. There's merch right there.
All hail, coked up Ruben Blades.
All hail. You know what? I'm gonna make a candle. You can make those. Where you see my Klaus shirt, you can put any head on there that you want. He's just Jesus. Aww. You know what? That's a fitting tribute to Mr. Ruben Blades. Love that man. If it weren't for him, I think I probably would have just fallen asleep. I needed that cocaine rage.
I was so happy to see him at the end.
I know. When we heard him, it was like, "You daffodils!" Like, oh, there he is. There's our guy. There he is.
Yes, please shout at us. We are losing our minds with these other people here.
Repeatedly throwing out the word daffodil over and over again.
Yeah.
This is in his mind, this is the way to insult people, is to call them daffodil.
Like, you could tell, like, the guy has probably seen so much trauma in his life, has experienced so much trauma in his life, yet he's the comic foil. Like, we needed him. Isn't that the truth? The funniest people are fucking crazy.
Bruce Willis's character lived for 39 years, and then a patient kills herself in front of him, and he goes colorblind, and then less than a week later, he's living in Los Angeles. His best friend is murdered. Then, within days, he is nearly murdered 3 times.
So it was the rattlesnake?
Has the most important sexual encounter of his life.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
And then has to save her from her brother, who tries to murder her after forcing her to be her own little brother. That's what he processed in a week.
So there are therapists for therapists and groups for groups.
We see him go see his therapist, Dr. Ashland.
Okay, but...
Who is 80 yard into Los Angeles for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, I just happened to be in Los Angeles here working on... You know, I don't need elderly man in the hot tub. I never need that shot. I don't know why we got that shot. Didn't need it.
You know what you should never do? I'm going to recommend this as a sort of a sanitary thing. Don't get out of the pool and immediately go into bed. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Because you're just going to have to... All the laundry you're going to have to do...
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to probably have to do laundry anyway because you're going to bang on that bed, but still.
Oh, there's so much fatty. There's just bodily fluids that you're just... It's another stew. It's another stew of a different kind. It's just...
So much moisture.
Healing. I don't understand.
There's so moist.
Yeah. For a movie about therapy, I didn't feel therapized at all.
No.
I didn't get any help. If anything, I feel more traumatized than I ever have.
You're just watching this at a public movie theater.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
We're going to go see Color Night. You want to go? Like, that's not the movie you line up for. There's no fandom around Color of Night.
Just a bunch of women just kind of cringing, and then men just crossing their legs repeatedly.
Why is that popcorn box in your crotch again? You okay?
Seriously, you can't control yourself in public.
Why is your tail lifting?
Like, just some people gotta, you gotta go through some things, I guess.
Do you?
The implications that they just don't take them into account, what they're implying when they do these things in these movies.
Yeah. I have an issue with that.
Now, this movie appears rather incoherent, does it not?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. This movie was made by Synergy Films, run by Andrew Vajna, who's best known for having made Terminator 2, and I think he was also in, the entire Terminator franchise, I think was his, other than James Cameron. And so he was the main producer on this film. He hired Richard Rush to direct this based off of a script that already existed. Richard Rush hadn't worked, by the way, in 14 years.
What was the last thing Richard Rush had done?
Stuntman with Peter O'Toole years ago was the last thing he did. So he
that
didn't work.
Memorable film Stuntman with Peter O'Toole. Yeah, right. Avi.
He hadn't worked in 14 years when he took this job. He claimed to have final cut on the movie, but he made the entire movie and put out this 2 hour and 40-minute cut of the film. That was his cut. And Andrew Vajna then took it and then cut it to 2 hours. And cut out all the things, but left in every sex scene.
He's in the editing bay with a popcorn bucket over his head. God. Ew. Why are people weird?
Oh, I didn't quite make that sex scene in the pool uncomfortable enough, did I? Because you see, there's a reason why. There was a secondary reason why Jane March was so uncomfortable. On this movie, she met one of the producers and fell in love with him, who was on set during all of the sex scenes, going, "Hey, maybe we should cover her up a little bit. What do you think, guys?"
Oh no! God, what?
He was also Bruce Willis's best friend, so you can imagine how old he is.
Oh!
Are you serious?
In the IMDb trivia.
No.
Okay, I want that movie. That would be a better story.
That's a classic Gene Siskelism. Is this movie more interesting than the same group of actors sitting down to have dinner?
Oh my God, that's so true.
And this movie is not nearly
It's
as interesting
not.
as that.
It's
I would
definitely
rather
not.
watch these actors talking about making this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
Although I don't think any of them want to. This is like a repressed memory for these actors.
Can you blame them though?
No.
And so these actors. These
God
are
love you,
revered
Jane March.
actors. Yeah. God bless her.
It's a wonder, like, she's just like, I'm gonna leave Hollywood, I think. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I suck.
You guys really suck.
My vag is everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm out.
Everywhere. But you know what? I guess, if you want to show off your vag at some age, do it then.
I mean, she can
'Cause it
probably do it
doesn't
now,
get
though.
prettier
She's
after
in
that.
such great shape right now, though.
Oh my God. Yeah, she's
She could probably do it now.
Fabulous. God love her. I wish that she was more of a name that people knew about, because she's quite good in this movie.
Quite good. But she, typical Gen Xer, she's just processed all this trauma and just, come out the other side.
I'm walking away from this shit. I can't blame her.
She must laugh when she looks back on this. She must that was really super traumatizing. I can't believe I actually let them do. I didn't let them do it. I mean, they let them do it.
Right.
I didn't really want to do it.
I feel like she's a new favorite of our we champion.
We will
Jane
not.
March.
We will not criticize Jane March on
Nope.
this show.
Absolutely not.
She did not want. First of all, most of her. I'm sure a lot of her performance is on the cutting room floor.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we did watch we watched a 2 hour and 20-minute version of this movie, which
Right.
is I guess the compromised version between what Vajna cut to 2 hours and what Rush had made it 40,
Right.
240. So we're watching a compromised cut of this. So you could imagine maybe some of the areas of her performance that might explain some of her choices.
Right.
Might not be there.
Can we pause it? He's going to pee, and I don't want him to.
All right.
Sorry. Come on, Boo. Let's get this.
So, apologies corner. Ruben Blades is not dead.
I thought.
I mistook him for another actor. Ruben
Okay.
Blades is alive and not on cocaine. Not on cocaine. Interestingly enough, though, as this movie is coming out, Ruben Blades at this time in 1994 is running for president.
What?
He's running for president in 1994. Ruben Blades, I kid you not, he mounted an unsuccessful campaign to become the president of Panama.
I love him. I love him. I love everything about him.
3 years later, he won the Grammy for Best Tropical Performance.
That's right. I forgot that he was a Grammy winner.
Multiple Grammy winner because he
Yeah.
won one in 1990 for his poetry reading.
This man, he's a Renaissance man.
It's amazing, right?
Oh, I think we need a picture of Ruben Blades.
Actually, he's now a 3-time Grammy winner because he won the Best Latin Grammy Award for Best Album.
And you said he was dead.
He's also currently the star of Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh my god. Well, if I'm honest, that's pretty fucking cool.
It's pretty fucking cool.
We really like Ruben Blades.
Listen, you fucking daffodils. Y'all vote for me. I tell ya. Fucking wombats.
But why Panama?
How am I going to get these wombats to vote for me?
Why did he want to...
Because he was from Panama.
He's Panamanian?
He's Panamanian.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a fun story about Panama.
Oh, no. No.
What was that guy's name? The president of Panama.
I don't remember.
Oh, man. He was a big figure in the late 1980s.
Yes.
He was involved in many scandals. This is all alleged, and I could be making some of this up. I'm just trying to recall this from memory. But, so, he was not a politician, initially. He was put into the position after America decided that they didn't want a democracy in Central America. So we went down there, we helped topple their government and put this guy in charge. This guy whose only qualification was that he really, really loved helping the cocaine trade and making millions of dollars off of helping cocaine traffic through Panama. Then, after people started to find out that we had done this, we sent troops down to Panama to take him out. and we killed him on live television.
Wow.
America.
No, we arrested him. He got arrested and brought to Florida. Yeah, he wasn't killed.
Okay.
He was arrested and brought to Florida, where he stayed in jail, and they wouldn't let any reporters talk to him because he might tell them that, George Bush was actually responsible for me being president of Panama.
I love our country. My patriotism is exploding.
Manuel Noriega. Manuel Noriega.
That's right.
Yeah. I remembered that. I didn't look it up.
Yeah. Noriega.
Quite the story, though, huh?
Yeah.
Quite a story.
Nothing to do with color of night, but Ruben Blades should have been president.
I mean,
He should have had
if
his
the
own
options,
movie.
I agree.
if the options are Noriega or Ruben Blades,
I mean, who are you going to choose? Fucking Ruben Blades. Only if he's really on coke.
Places him in a position where he is absolutely opposed to cocaine, so these jokes were perfectly inappropriate.
Yeah. But it looked like
it just does look like a performance that was inspired by
a coke-fueled night. But in a good way.
And his look, too. The rumpled look, like he hasn't slept in days.
He's a little waxy looking.
Yeah, calling everybody daffodils.
Yeah.
Which is what you do when you're on coke.
Oh my god. Just the way he just stops somebody in the middle of the street, just frisks them while he's having a conversation with Bruce Willis. That was brilliant.
But could somebody, in the opposite direction of saying that he's not on coke, could someone who is on coke come up with the idea of if you stick your dick in a barrel of barracudas, one time you might be able to get it out. Mm-hmm. But keep it in there, it's going to get torn off at the root.
I'm just thinking about a penis having a root.
It's like a tree root.
You can't just replant that somewhere. No. It doesn't work like that.
The other day I was just thinking about this bit that Patton Oswalt did on one of his stand-up specials where he's talking about the movie Deathbed.
Yeah.
And there are two ways. So the movie Deathbed is about a bed that kills people. Like people lay down to the bed and the bed kills them.
Hence the name Deathbed.
It's called Deathbed.
Right.
Patton in his stand-up was wondering, there's only two ways this could have gone with the script. One way is that there was somebody sitting at a desk typing away, struggling, sweating over every word, trying to get Deathbed right.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the other way this could have gone was it's just flowing out of him. Like the fingers won't leave the keys. He writes it in just an hour. It's just like, yes, and then he high-fives God. I've done this. I've created Deathbed. What do you think the people who wrote Color of Night were thinking?
Wow.
I feel like this...
Do I put the fuck scene here? Do I put it over here? How do we break that up?
You know what's handy? Let's throw a rattlesnake in a mailbox and just see what Bruce Willis does.
Let's make him colorblind.
Yeah.
After he sees the red
The story breaker for fucking Color of Night. Jane March plays all of these characters.
Yeah.
And she's fucking everyone.
She's fucking everyone.
Like, who is this screenwriter who just thought I've got gold here?
Yeah.
She's playing her own little brother. She's 18 years old. She's fucking her psychiatrist. She's fucking her other psychiatrist.
Like,
she's fucking everybody in her group.
And the thing is, though, like, the writer of this shopped this story around. And there are people just like, oh, fuck, yeah. Like, if that's not quintessential 90s, noir.
Yeah. You just know there was a meeting with a producer somewhere going, okay, but how many boobs?
Yeah.
How many? Are we going to see a lot of boobs?
Let's go
Oh, hey, hang on. Not only do I got boobs, I got Bush. I got Bruce Willis's dick.
Yep. What do you think of that? Top that.
Also, a lot of ass. Too much ass.
Way
There
too much
was
ass.
So much ass.
Leslie Ann Warren ass.
Bruce, you needed to tan a little. Your hinder was snowy white. You could see everything. Project a film on my ass. Oh. I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it, this film.
Oh my god.
What does it say about Bruce Willis that he's better in North?
You're right. Oh my god, we had two Bruces, one after the other.
Yeah.
I think I like this one better. Only because, he gives this... He's Bruce Willis in every fucking movie he does. I'm sorry. He just is.
Yeah.
You just watched The Sixth Sense.
I love The Sixth Sense.
Now
The Sixth Sense is great.
No, but his performance was...
Awesome.
Okay.
Spectacular. He could not be better in The Sixth Sense. He is totally immersed in that character, and it's Bruce Willis with kids. Anytime Bruce Willis is with a kid, he's great. He's gold. He just knows how to act opposite kids.
He does.
He's so charming in The Sixth Sense.
Oh, yeah.
And he's saying M. Night Shyamalan dialogue, so that says a lot. He's like one of the few actors in the world who can do Shyamalan dialogue.
I saw that in the theater. Didn't we see that one?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, yeah, one of those I went. Not The Happening.
If you want to see people defeated by Shyamalan dialogue, it's The Happening.
We have the movie poster. We're going to hang that up.
Actual dialogue from The Happening.
Oh no! Don't do the hot dog line.
Yeah, you like hot dogs, right? I think they're the most the most dynamic food.
Yeah.
This guy does a fucking monologue about hot dogs in the middle of an apocalypse in which the wind, nature, trees are killing people, causing them to commit suicide.
Oh.
This guy stops the movie to do a 2-minute monologue about hot dogs.
But it was the best part of the movie, though. It really was like,
I can imagine
where's
that,
hot dog guy?
honestly.
Like, I wanted him back. Give me more.
Mark Wahlberg, we're on the tangent now, guys. You're just gonna have to live with it. Mark Wahlberg is like trying to find help, so it's like him and Zooey Deschanel. It's these two rando kids, and they've got a little girl with them that's not their daughter.
John Leguizamo's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to find some help, so they go up to this house in a forest, and they knock on the door, and the guy like just like, go away, get the fuck out of here. And he goes, hey, Mark Wahlberg goes, hey, we're perfectly normal, guy. We're normal people. Like, listen. Oh, black water, keep on rolling. See, we're normal. We're normal people. Then the guy shoots 2 teenage boys to death.
Yep. Oh. But that's okay. Acceptable losses. That's what I say. That
Actual
movie.
scene in the
Wow. I remember watching that with you and just like, wait, when does it end? Like it just, and the hot dog scene, you're like, yep, this is great. And then it just goes away.
Yeah.
It just drifts away like a ghost in the night.
Mark Wahlberg afraid of a plastic plant.
Mark Wahlberg.
He sees a plastic plant in the house, and he's just... By this point, we know the plants are the reason, like, they're causing people to kill him, so he sees the plant in the house, and, I mean... reasonable expectation, I guess, that it's real. So he starts talking to it. Hey, man, we're not trying to hurt you. We're not here to hurt you, okay? Like he's got a reason with the plant.
I feel like his performance in that also could have been on coke, but not giving us the results we want. It's not the Ruben Blades of coke performances.
No, there's only one iconic Ruben Blades coke down performance.
And it's Color of Night, Ruben Blades.
We apologize, Ruben Blades.
Yeah, we love you so much, though. Thank you for
You were
being
the best
awesome.
part of this movie, man.
Yeah.
For real. Other than poor Jane March, but she's better in retrospect because having survived this movie.
Yeah. And everything from 18 on. God bless her.
God bless her.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll champion her and Ruben Blades. Bruce Willis doesn't need us talking him up. He's fine.
Richard Rush and Andrew Vajna fought over the final cut of this movie.
Really?
And fuck you both.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm here. Richard Rush's version of this is better. I can't even imagine that's true.
I can't.
I can't
Unless
manage
it's a comedy. I mean, I don't know.
Because the result that we got in the compromised version is this.
Sorry.
I imagine if the nudity was in her contract, then you know that the nudity was always going to be there. Right. So this was already a fucked up enterprise to start with. Where you're just telling your actress, sign this contract for us to see everything of you.
Right. Aww.
Yeah. This is why actors today have to put in their contract that I will not do nudity. I have to put it in the contract to keep people from trying to get them out of their clothes.
Yep, so they get the body doubles and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of Julia Roberts' stipulations very early on in her career. So, I'm here for it. Like, if you don't want to be fucking nude, you don't have to be, ever. Or, and now we have intimacy coordinators, which we didn't have back then.
Yeah.
And that is so important now.
Yeah.
So,
there was not that. That did not exist on Color of Night.
There was no dick sock whatsoever. Whatsoever. No.
No. It was just all traumatizing Jane Rush into taking her clothes off.
Yeah. And we're sorry for that, Jane.